Alright, I think this is live now, only like 27 minutes late. You know, that's standard fare for me here. I'm gonna take a moment to ensure that this is looking good, sounding good, while people filter in, I guess. Oh boy, so I had quite a few technical issues this time. Yeah. Um, I was trying to get a better camera going, as I typically am, and this stupid laptop only has two USB ports, so I was using a USB splitter, but audio doesn't come in through that, so I can't have my fancy mic and my fancy camera. I might look a little blurry today. I might look a little exasperated. I've also been grinding Master Duel so I can get to some respectable ranks, as I always am doing before a stream. And that, grinding through the ranks really grinds down my sanity. And I, on a whim, threw together an ancient gear deck because I thought, oh, if it's an OTK deck, surely that will progress through the ladder faster and have faster duels, but no, I just lose a bunch. It has only like a 50% win rate. I ran out of ultra rare crafting points, so I couldn't make all the cards that I wanted, so I ended up with whatever this is. It's not working very well for me. So I had switched back to what I'd been playing on here, which is an advanced Crystal Beast control deck, which makes some quick floodgates, and I also hope that the opponent will surrender quickly. And then that gets me through the ladder faster. Hello, Jenkins. You finally finished building Sapphire Surprise and Master Duel. No Quem, but everything else. Well, Quem has just gotten a reprint in the new tins, so you can get the tin and then put that in Master Duel, which does not work, but it's at least easier to build IRL now. And you've still got Borreload in Master Duel, so you can still use Quem for those synchro summons. I'm gonna jump into a duel here. So I got up to Platinum 3, and then I just couldn't take it anymore. That ancient gear deck is driving me crazy. If anyone in the chat knows how to play ancient gears, let me know, because clearly I don't. I'm not getting many fusion summons out of it. Although I do tend to win some duels I think I should surrender on. Then the opponent surrenders first, so I'm like, alright, no complaints here. A few complaints here. This is not a great hand. Still getting Quem for Bestial Runic. I see you have chosen the path of evil. Oh, I should probably play Advanced Dark before dropping the Advanced Sapphire. I hope to open with the regular Sapphire for this deck, for the strategy I'm going for. This hand just doesn't do anything. I'm mostly spamming Thunder Dragon Colossus and Crystal Miracle in this, which is very difficult to get past. You are that guy that plays Crystals and Locals, Master Wiz? I don't know who you are. Did you play against me in Pawtucket? That's the last place I played in. I know one person from there has found me on YouTube. I guess all I can do is end like this for now. Alright, so the Advanced Crystal Beast deck has been getting me through the ranks, especially where the Ancient Gears are not. I don't know what possessed me to spend like everything I had making an Ancient Gear deck, which has an uncomfortable amount of ultra rares. Oh, you just saw my video. Well, yes, I am very much a Crystal Beast guy. Not the guy you know. Okay. The guy I know also makes YugiTube videos. I didn't even check this person. I always check how big their deck and extra deck are. Because you'd think, oh, if they have like a big deck and an incomplete extra deck, you probably don't need to go through your full combo to beat them. But actually, the other day I played against a Salamangrate player who had like 8 cards in their extra deck, but they were like exactly the 8 cards that they needed to go full combo. So I think their strategy was to bait the opponent into thinking that they weren't playing a serious deck, but then they go for the full Salamangrate combo with Promethean Princess. They pull in like the Sprite Sprend, the Link 2 craziness. And yeah, they had everything they needed. But they tricked me into thinking that they had just grabbed the starter deck on here and gone to the ladder with that. But nope. It was an actual serious deck, just sandbagging there. I think that's a old Smash Brothers term. I don't know if anyone uses it anymore. Or they didn't have any of the extra deck staples. No, they had them. Like, they had Promethean Princess, they had SP, they had the... Oh, jeez. Oh, bad time for me to be playing a slim deck. This is Synchrons. They've got Supreme Sea Mare. That just seems like a slow card, but it's Tier Elements with Horus. And this. Ugh. Perhaps playing around Eater of Millions? I have never seen anyone play Eater of Millions, and I only know what that does because I played it as like a silly tech in my Ultra Athlete deck, which I don't use on Master Duel anymore because it lost Terraforming and Foolish Burial Goods. Because of this deck, Tier Laments. So the Tier Laments are still going, the Ultra Athletes are not. I've been facing a lot of Tier Laments on the ladder. I was thinking like, oh, if I'm gonna stream, I have to get up to Diamond because, oh, everybody says, oh, no good decks until you get up to Diamond, but no, like I was just talking to my friend, he was saying, like at this point in the ladder, he just faces Blue Eyes decks, whereas I've been up against Horus, Tier Laments, Snake-Eye, Rescue Ace. Like, give me the easy decks, please. Is that your new post-Apollo deck? This is not. I think we still got Apollo in here. But this is... is Foolish Burial Goods still in, or... I'm still using Foolish Burial Goods in my Rainbow Combo deck on Master Duel. But... well, this advanced deck that I'm playing is what I would bring to a tournament in real life today. But it's also what I prefer to use in Master Duel, simply because the combos are much quicker and I can get through the ranks faster. And how many cards does my opponent have in hand? I have not been looking. But I guess they... oh, just Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, huh? Oh boy. So this advanced deck I prefer using in Master Duel just because it makes quicker plays and I can get through duels faster. Big part of progressing through ladders in these games is not just winning consistently, but winning quickly. Otherwise, like, you don't want to need a 10-minute duel when you could have a 5-minute duel. Because again, I was trying to get up to Diamond before the stream. But hey, we don't need to get up to Diamond to go up against Tier Laments, huh? You were fresh to Master Duel, Andy, and you built a cheap Fluffle deck. Yes, Fluffles. Hey, I'm not dissing Fluffles. I know someone who plays Fluffles, and I've played against Fluffle players, and they get me every time. First ranked in Bronze was full Snake-Eyes, yeah. There's no escape. Sometimes it's like that. So Lightsworn pack, the new Lightsworn support. I'm actually surprised at how, like, xenophobic the new Lightsworn support is, because it's not a lot of generic milling. They've got, like, one card with generic mills, and the rest are just directly send a Lightsworn card, because they don't want to create those, like, kinds of Lightsworn piles, which were so rampant from, like, 2008 all through until they banned a lot of Chaos Dragon stuff. Lightsworn was just always present. And they don't want generic milling anymore. I think they may have learned from the Ishizu cards. Sorry if the face cam here is a little blurry. I was trying to set up a different camera and that was not going well. I think I need a new USB splitter. And you want me to try Yubel? I would never turn to the dark side, even if I'm using advanced crystal beasts. I don't play meta decks. I like having the element of surprise. Because it's harder to find non-meta decks that perform well, but if you can find one, then you will get a huge advantage out of the opponent not knowing how to stop your combos or where you're going. Oh, and I still got my parental controls on because that's the only way in the Nintendo Switch that you can track how long you've been playing things. They don't have a play log like the 3DS and Wii U had, so I set up that. And then it says, oh, you've been playing for way too long today. Where would I draw the line for what's meta? Well, I think that's on a case-by-case basis. Like, Yubel, definitely meta. I think the most meta deck that I have is Infernoble Knights, but everybody stopped playing them after Assault got banned, because they thought it doesn't do anything without her. And now I have not built that fully and like seriously in Master Duel, because it doesn't have Flame Swordsman yet, and I use a Flame Swordsman engine in my build. Of course, I could switch to a Battle and Boxer engine for Master Duel, but I just spent all of my crafting points on an Ancient Gear deck that just blows ultra farts. So, meta is anything with Fiendsmith. Yeah, lots of Fiend piles these days. I know they took out the most obnoxious Fiendsmith card in the TCG, and I'm surprised they did. They actually finally did something about abusing the overtime rules. Infernoble's very combo-heavy deck in Master Duel lives or dies based on Max C. Yeah, Flame Swordsman is one of the main things that would get them through Max C, but that's not on here. So we got Dweller, Barone, and this. Is this one that stops a special summon effect? No, that's only the big one. But we're staring down Horrors, and if I get rid of something, send one card to the graveyard, summon for 4 mage. I don't care about that. I don't think I'm getting through this. I don't have a board breaker. I mean, unless they try to stop Advanced Dark. If they save the Barone from Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, then I'm dead. The opponent letting Rainbow Bridge of the Heart go through is really my only chance of surviving here. And often they do, because again, it's an unconventional deck. People don't know what to hit. What is a Flame Swordsman engine or Battle and Boxer engines? Those are for Infernoble Knights, which don't have too many normal summons of their own, but can generically support Fire Warriors. So often there's space in the deck for a good normal summon. Oh great, they've got her. Fairy Tail Snow, why wouldn't they have that too? What else do they have in here? Did they not use Salvation? Oh, they have multiple Salvations. I have not been paying attention to my opponent's turn. I've been chatting with you guys. So there's good space in an Infernoble Knight deck for some Fire Warriors, and I will let that go through. I don't really care about it. So most people play Battle in Boxers. They've got a level 4 that can get you into a rank 4, and that rank 4 can get you into their synchro combos. The Flame Swordsman stuff is not a one-card synchro combo, but he is just a really good normal summon that gets you 2 traps. And I do not know what this opponent is doing. They seem to just be clicking things at random. Even though if they made this board, they must be in there somewhere. So the Flame Swordsman doesn't get that 1-card combo, but it gets 2 traps and some equip stuff, which can make the Infernoble Knight synchro combos more consistent to perform. So this person really, really wants to flip my Advanced Amber face down. Maybe I should have used Called by the Grave to bait that stuff. Bait the Barone. Because clearly he really wanted to do this. But they're not going to have another of these, are they? No. Well, I guess they would have dodged it anyway. Because they had 2 snows? That's just weird. Oh. If they were that desperate to stop Amber, yeah, no way they're letting that go through. Oof. I'll show you guys the Ancient Gear deck that has not met my expectations. And of course, I have like half an idea of what I'm doing with it. So I've got like some Ancient Gear stuff. I think I'd like to play more of Statue, wherever that is, but it's an Ultra, and I don't have more Ultras to craft. I've got some Board Breakers in here. Last game I did was another Tearlaments deck. They ended on the Time Thief, and the top card of my deck happened to be literally the only trap card in my deck. So I'm playing Super Polymerization here for board breaking. I feel like maybe Droplet would help. And I've got Black Garden in here because I saw someone use Black Garden once. So I figured, oh, that must have something I can do. I think the point of Black Garden is to fill the opponent's field with tokens, because Ancient Gears have cards which trigger if the opponent has more monsters, and they also have Ancient Gear Chaos Giant, which attacks all of the opponent's monsters. So you give them a bunch of tokens, so it's got things to attack. I got emotionally invested in building this deck before I realized how expensive it would be. Oh great, Max C. I can't remember the last time I got Max C to actually resolve. Ice Barrier. This is the 3rd Ice Barrier deck I've faced. They must be popular. I know Ice Barrier's gotten a bunch of random new support cards which actually give it things it can do, which the Structure deck did not do. Hello, Etherwolf. How long do I plan to stream? Well, usually I stream for about 3 hours. And I started a half hour late because I was dealing with some tech issues. So I might go for another 2 hours and 50 minutes, maybe. Or until I just get too tired. Sometimes I go a little more, sometimes a little less. I have not streamed in a while. And so I was just grinding up through the ranks here before the stream. Ice Barrier still lives or dies to 1 impermanence on Lancet. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I'm going first? Oh, crap. See, this deck cannot go first. At least this hand cannot go first. Oof. Big oof. Yeah, I wonder, Yuki, if ice barriers just have nothing they can make without special summoning over and over. I have played around with the ice barrier cards a bit. I think they're kind of cute. Oh, of course. Last night, I was playing against an actual Sacred Beast deck, but I bricked so hard. Okay, so this is adding to the hand, and at any point, I can pull out 2 chump blockers. This won't be too bad. Oh, if they go into Almirage or something, that could be an issue. Yeah, it's all Yubel, Dylan. It's all Yubel. And I think Ancient Gear has a really bad matchup against Yubel. Because it likes to attack over and over. It prevents activations, but it does not negate monsters or negate spells and traps. So I think my only hope for winning when they put Yubel in play is Super Polymerization, which I don't draw. The main deck floodgates in Ice Barriers are very interesting, I think. Like little text you put in the deck, and maybe in certain situations it'll help. Alright, so they got Yubel. Now I have to frantically figure out if I have any. I think I only have one Therian King in this deck. I was hoping I could use this with Ancient Fairy Dragon because I have Revolution Synchron in here. Alright, I can play Underworld Goddess. SP can do something for me. Crystal Wing's gonna be useless. Ugh, these Ancient Gears are just also useless. Super Poly targets down here. Grab another continuous spell. Free discards. If it attacks, it cannot activate. It prevents activations, but doesn't negate anything. Oh, another thing I bet I could do is... Now, I can't give them the Black Garden tokens, because I think this forces them to attack Yubel. But if I can use SP to get rid of Nightmare Pain, and give the opponent a bunch of other things I can attack, then I could defeat the opponent with battle damage from Chaos Giant on things other than Yubel. Either of you are stuck in traffic. Aw. Well, it must be very slow traffic if you've got time to load up YouTube. Jenkins says, the main game plan of the new Ice Barrier support is to make Lancia, then simply summon out different Floodgate for each special summon. Yeah, the new Ice Barrier Synchro looks like a fun time. Oh, Magical Hound can bounce Nightmare Pain off the field. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't have any synchros for Magical Hound. I haven't had time to look up good things for it. But it's just something I can pull out using Urgent Schedule and bounce one of these. So I'll bounce the Nightmare Pain if I have other things I can attack. This is tough. I have no machines in the graveyard yet for the Therian King, but I will soon. But, oh man, we got no way through that Spirit of Yubel. I bet if I could get to Revolution Synchron, I could... Nope, we're not getting Revolution Synchron. Let's see, this is rough. I want to get fewer monsters than the opponent so I can use Urgent Schedule and the Ancient Gear statue. So that means going into the Ancient Gear Ballista first. I think the only card I have that locks me out of certain summons is Ancient Gear Fortress, which I don't have access to right now. And with this, I'm going to take Gear Town. Probably. Alright, targeting 2 monsters on the field, getting rid of the Ancient Gear Ballista, that's great. I had no need for this Ballista. But now I have to get rid of the Spirit of Yubel. And not let it special summon itself back to the field. So I'm going to special summon Ancient Gear statue, and then I'll use its effect to summon from the deck, and I will chain to its effect to summon from the deck, because in that moment I will have fewer monsters so I can activate Urgent Schedule. Then after this I should get Regulus in play. And at some point, I will have to figure out a way to take out Yubel, because if I use SP's Banishing effect on Summon to get rid of Spirit of Yubel, then I cannot attack directly. And I don't have access with this hand to... Oh wait, I do. Never mind. I can do it. Oh, I don't want to summon him from the deck. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Ancient Fairy Dragon, and I'm going to use this Therian Colosseum to swap that out. What am I summoning off of? Ancient Gear whatever face. And in my graveyard I have Dark Golem, which I'll be able to summon off of the Tanker, and then I can use the Tanker with Revolution Synchron, getting Ancient Fairy Dragon. So I want to do... This will special summon, and I'm not triggering the Dark Golem. Yes, getting rid of Nightmare Pain. I have a way to get rid of it. It is Magical Hound in my graveyard. So, I'm special summoning Dark Golem, and now I get my searches. This is going well now. I think... I have to really hope the opponent doesn't have another Spirit of Yubel in hand. Should I go for Fortress? I still have another normal summon. I don't need to go for Fortress here. I can instead get the Ancient Gear Duel and the Commander. Commander will let me play Ancient Gear Duel. You like the way I play Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh man. I am just playing furiously here. I hope I clicked the right button. Yes, okay. So now, grab this. I've got my protection here. Next I'm going into Ancient Fairy Dragon. And I also need to get more summons after doing that. I'll have to get Colosseum out there, right? The Commander in the graveyard will let me play Ancient Gear Duel, which will make... Yeah, I guess no reason not to play the Ancient Gear Duel now. It will protect my Dark Golem from activated monster effects. I think that's how they stop Primal Beings from dropping on them. So next, I go for Ancient Fairy Dragon, which will swap my field spell for Black Garden. And then I will summon a few more times. Black Garden will give the opponent some tokens. And then when I'm ready, I will use the Magical Hound in the graveyard to bounce Nightmare Pain, so I don't have to attack the Yubel. I can instead attack all the tokens. And add a card from the deck to the hand. Yes, it's Black Garden. But I'm going to have to play Ancient Gear Chaos Giant for that. And I cannot fusion summon that by using the trap, which means I'm going to have to get Ancient Gear Fusion. And let's use that Magical Hound and get some more summons out. I think this is going well. Start spamming the opponent with tokens. And then I'm going to normal summon Ancient Gear Wyvern. And that'll get me to Ancient Gear Advance, which will also get me to Ancient Gear Fusion, which I can use to get my Chaos Giant, which will attack all of the tokens with 4,400 points. Is everybody following this? If I clog their monster stones, I can get rid of their SP in the end phase too. Ah, that's good. Hopefully, though, I get the kill here, because I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with that again. Oh boy. Eternal Favorite. Special summon one of your Yubel monsters. If you control Yubel, you don't have Yubel, you can only do one of those per game, and I've got their primal checked. Yeah, I got more summons to go here. So I don't know if this Eternal Favorite will actually matter. I doubt it will. But I've still got other things checked. I hope they actually were using an effect there. This is getting a little chaotic. So now I summon Wyvern. They get another token, and when I'm done laying down tokens, I will switch to Gear Town so that my Chaos Giant will not get negated. I don't think I need Advance for anything here, but Advance gets me to the Ancient Gear Fusion, which I was already going for. That's 44, yeah, they take 36 for each Rose token that I attack. Here we get Ancient Gear Fusion. The negated Dark Golem summoned off of Urgent Schedule does not count as Ancient Gear Golem, so I can't get the free fusion summon, well, free fusion materials. Alright, and for the finishing touch, Ancient Gear Fusion for Chaos Giant using this here, and because it counts as an Ancient Gear Golem on the field, I can now use a bunch of other Ancient Gear cards from the deck. I don't know if all these Ancient Gear cards I'm running are optimal. But, hey, I'm glad this worked out. Oh, it's 4,500. Ooh, big difference. That should do it. There, a nice, quick OTK deck. Definitely didn't take me like 10 minutes to mash through all this. So I guess that's why Black Garden is in this deck. I saw one person use Black Garden with Ancient Gears a long time ago, and I was looking up deck lists while I was building this one, and I didn't see Black Garden anywhere, but I thought, no, I can find one good use for it. Okay. A little bit of a headache after that. Ooh. Unique player, no meta deck from Draco Cars. This is the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I like when everybody uses their own unique decks. I've also faced two other Ancient Gear decks on here, using my Ancient Gears and bricking. So I don't think Ultimate Pound does anything for the world. I'll take it out. I want to get the number of cards in this deck down, and I want more board breakers. But what do I do when all the cards are good? Or all the cards are bad? And don't say take out the Monster Reborn, I love it. Because, like, things like Urgent Schedule pull out these Dark Golems really easily, and you can use Monster Reborn to get the Dark Golem back. Alright, let's try this again. Whew. There are so many different decks in this game. And you can have so much fun playing all the silly things. Okay, Jenkins wants to know if I would ever consider doing viewer duels. Yes, I would. I think it would be fun. Although, I guess it might be a little tricky if they're playing against me on stream, because then you can see what's in my hand. I mean, I guess I could... if I had a different setup, I could, like, move the display of the game capture down and display the full capture on a different monitor so that I can see my hand and you guys can't. I'd need another HDMI cable for that. And I either don't have one or don't want to go looking for one. Or I just lost one. Did the Nintendo Switch come with an HDMI cable? Or am I using the one that came from the Wii U? I could set an overlay on my hand. Oh, well, this is an actual aroma deck here. Oh, nice, Royal Maxi. I loved playing around with the aroma cards a few years ago. But they get devoured by any deck that has good removal because they just put so many cards in play. All of these continuous aroma cards. Especially, like, I was playing Salamangrate at the time. So, like, Salamangrate Foxy and Heat Leo, they eat up spells and traps so easily. And when the aroma deck puts all these spells and traps out there, it's easy to just pick them off one by one. But when an aroma deck gets going, it's like a Magic the Gathering deck, where you have one thing happen and then all of your cards trigger at the same time off of that. It depends on which streaming application I'm using. Well, I'm using OBS because it was the first thing that popped up on Google and it was free. Well, I think also it was recommended by a lot of people too. I didn't just randomly Google. I did some research. I should try to figure out what the aroma cards are doing. I don't know off the top of my head what these new ones do. Are we going into a Rika engine? I'm unfamiliar with the Rika engine. I am not European. So that was just a free summon for the opponent? Okay. I guess they couldn't have used this guy at that point because they had fewer life points. I've been having a rough time with OBS. It tends to often not remember my settings. Like, I will have all my sources listed, but they don't work anymore. So, like, every time I do the stream, I have to delete everything and set it all up again. That could also be the crappy $20 capture card I got off Amazon. It's just Amazon's usual cheap Chinese crap that doesn't actually work. But this was when I was first starting streaming, and like I'm not a big streamer. I just couldn't justify spending a lot of money on something fancy. Is this still blurry? I think my camera's still blurry. I was trying to fix it. Set up a new camera. Where is it? I got this real fancy, very HD webcam that I cannot get working. And now the pop filter on my mic has fallen off, so this is just great. Truly, like, all the tech problems come out of the woodworks when it's time for me to stream. Well, I haven't even looked at my opening hand, so I've got Clockwork Knight, which gets rid of all their plant support, and Super Poly. My targets will, for that, will probably just be Garura. I don't actually have anything to spend Garura on as material except for SP Little Knight, probably, because Ancient Gear Ballista only takes Earth Machines. I've got Ancient Gear Fortress, which protects my Ancient Gears during the turn that they're summoned. I can have Wyvern go into Advance, which will get Catapult, and I can use Advance to tribute the Wyvern, draw a card, then because I have no cards, I can use Catapult to destroy something. So this is where we end up. Cannot be destroyed by effects, cannot be destroyed by battle. I know the link. Wait, no, they switched to a different link. Gain life points, do things, doesn't matter. Go ahead, add your Aroma monster, and if the opponent tries to gain life points, they'll gain some attack points, and that is another way to gain points. But I think I've got an easy OTK here, because I can just go directly into Super Polymerization. I will discard the Catapult for that, so that I can keep Clockwork Knight. Oh, I can get this. They're both dark. Alright, yeah, I guess Aroma has dark monsters now. I would love to build an Aroma deck, but they got some life point costs. And I don't want to pull out a calculator. Like, constantly going up and down. Fun on a simulator where it'll track the life points for you and the attack point changes. Same reason why I haven't followed through with building Amazonas in real life. They have so many attack changing effects. It's just hard to keep track of when a simulator's not changing the values for you. So this, I have a quick kill. I'm just gonna destroy the Gear Town with Catapult, and that'll get a Dark Golem, adding another 35 to this field. So I will have 9,000 damage. Unless they've got some quick effects to summon from the hand. Nothing's worse than Evil Eye in real life. Oof. Evil Eye has their equip spell, like, changes stats every turn, right? Oh, that can't be fun. The Evil Eye's gotten some good, interesting support. They're dropping the Max C, but I don't think it'll matter. They're gonna get to draw 2 off of this, but only 3 summons. I'm starting to think that one of the main things you're supposed to do with Dark Golem is that, well, when it's summoned, you search for 2 cards and then discard 1. I think they want you to search for Commander and the Continuous Trap. Then you discard Commander and use Commander's effect from the graveyard to activate a Continuous Trap from your hand. We got a new viewer, Nyardatui, is that how you pronounce that? Asking, is the new Ancient Gear support good? No. But, here I am trying. I am not calling it good. I've barely gotten a 50% win rate with this. Oh, right, they gain life points. And Ancient Gear Duel only triggers if the opponent controls a monster, and they're not going to have a monster. Now they've got 10,600. I am just short of the win. Unless I use Ancient Gear Fusion, but now I risk a Primal Being drop. Well, this is 35. Well, it's 3,000, and this can get me to up to 4,500, so that's adding 15 to my board. The opponent has 11. Yes, this will get it. If the opponent doesn't drop any rocks on me. I think this will just barely get through the life points they've gained. Do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Now, big issue with this deck is... Oh, yeah, they have it. Of course they have it. Why wouldn't they have it? Ah. Well, that puts me in a bad mood. I cannot do anything now. So as I was saying before I was cut off mid-sentence, Ancient Gear Duel protects certain monsters from the opponent's activated monster effects, but only Ancient Gear Golem and monsters that mention it. And despite being one of their big fusion bosses, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant does not mention Ancient Gear Golem. It has no interactions with Ancient Gear Duel. It cannot be protected by it or summoned by it. Ancient Gear Duel only works with the Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem and Ancient Gear Megaton Golem. I could have gone for Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, I just realized. Oh. Yeah, so the Ancient Gear support is not great. It's not well designed. I've found it to be very disappointing. I think part of the goal of it is that you set up these big giants that just cannot be affected by the opponent's cards. But only some of them. I think the lack of Ancient Gear Duel affecting only specific Ancient Gear monsters, I think is what really gives away that they did not want Ancient Gear to be a very good deck. There are certain signs in card design I've noticed that really clue you into whether Konami intends for a deck to be like a high tier thing or not. And that is whether they get negation and whether they get reliable counters to Nibiru the Primal Being. It's basically, do they have a primal check? Yes or no tells you whether they're meant to be good. Anyway, let me figure out if I've got anything more. Oh great, Ancient Gear Dragon. Yeah, here's one. You'd think it's based on Cyber Dragon. Cannot be special summoned. Why does it exist? And now they've got their wins set up. Where the heck did they get all those life points from? I have not been paying attention. Hold on. Yo, chat, where did the opponent get... Oh, it's because I never got to attack them in the first place. That's right. I think I just kind of blocked out that little rock dropping from my conscience. Okay, let me focus on this for a moment and try to bring things back. I have, I think, nothing usable from the graveyard. Clockwork Knight is giving me a little bit of an edge here, but if the opponent gains life points, that won't do anything, but this will gain attack points. This isn't doing anything. Why is it in attack position? Adding Rosalina to the hand, or someone else. Where are we in this? Adding Angelica for just more life points. Nothing here does anything. All I can do... Normal summon without tributing? No. Why does it give me that option? There is no option. Now this can only fusion summon using an Ancient Gear Golem that I control. So I actually can't do anything. I think literally... Are you playing Ancient Gear? Yes, I am. Your eyes do not deceive you. I just switched to an Ancient Gear deck and y'all said to go for it. Ugh. So I went for that 5th summon. I got nothing. Okay, next time I'm not going for the 5th summon. I'm not listening to you little devils on my shoulder. Ugh. I'm still learning the Ancient Gears too. I'm not great with this. Okay, so looking back through the chat, hello Aldo Lasime, you cannot wait for the next Crystal Beast video, huge fan. You're trying something with the new Cosmo Queen card to use with Valence Field spells. It looks promising on paper. Yeah, someone brought that up with Formula Athletes, and I actually have an FA deck because I'm weird. I built it a long time ago for like $10. I just couldn't resist a silly, mechanically unique budget deck, and great, I drew both of the Revolution Synchrons. I think I'm gonna cut one of them. I was looking at the new Cosmo Queen to use with my Rainbow Turbo deck with all the field spells. Of course, more Snake-Eyes. Well, I guess the Aroma deck wasn't meta, so we're back to meta now. I couldn't find a way to search for the Cosmo Queen, and I felt that if I don't get her with a field spell, then it can become a disadvantage. I'm gonna pick it up, though. I'm gonna be getting some new cards with the tin release, and I will be sure to get some Cosmo Queens and try those out. My next Yu-Gi-Oh video is gonna be the end of this coming week. It's going to be about how to perform well in a tournament. Going off of the other videos I've been making, it's more about what there is to Yu-Gi-Oh aside from the cards. Because, of course, simply having good cards is not the key to winning if you don't know how to use those cards. Like with me in this Ancient Gear deck. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm seeing Super Polymerization, can grab some of the opponent's monsters, and then I can get Ethereum King, attach the Revolution Synchron, and then I'm discarding off the Super Poly, so I've got something I can do, and Call by the Grave can go places against this deck. So then the video after that, for next month's video, is probably going to be about Advanced Crystal Beasts. This person's got 2 Royal Rares. Must be a big fan. And then Raiden says, what's the best Crystal Beast build in TCG right now? Well, there are so many Crystal Beast builds, and it's gonna depend on your playstyle and your local meta. Personally, I'm looking at Advanced Crystal Beasts right now. And I gotta shift back to a combo control mindset with my Crystal Beasts, like what I was doing before Golden Rule. And I'm focusing on ways to bait out primals, take it, and keep on playing. I think Revolution Synchron will be very important, so I also like that it's getting a tin reprint because I'm picking up another. And I'm also thinking about whether I can fit tuning in there and get more Synchron cards. Synchron Crystal Beasts. Something to try out. There's so much you can try out. Or just go back to control things. But I'm a fan of combo control, so not just conclave control, but keeping all the 7 Crystal Beasts in there so that you can still have OTK turns, and so that you can smokescreen. You can make your opponent think that you're playing a turbo deck, then switch to control, or make your opponent expect control, but then you switch to the OTK build. Alright, so getting back to this, the opponent's got Link Karibo, probably bringing back Ponix. Do I let the Max C go through, or do I eat the Fire Kings? I think I can handle the Fire Kings. Because I'm going to use the Ancient Gear Fortress, probably. Or something. We've got things to grant some invulnerability. And these are both fire. Can I use Super Polymerization? I can! Alright. And Lunar Slushy says for that last game, could have swung the board, then main phase 2, fused into Howitzer. Oh my god, I forgot about Howitzer. Ancient Gear Howitzer is like my favorite card in the theme, because it's unaffected by everything, and just burns for 1,000 damage. Oh boy, and this has some actual effect too. Declare one attribute, cannot target things. Okay. So you cannot target my earth monsters. Yeah, I'm definitely still learning the ancient gears. I will try to be less bad here. Yuki says there are some old gems for earth support. Let me know what some of those old gems are. Because I had said to another commenter once that I wasn't getting into earth machines because they've got a long pedigree and there are a lot of earth machine fans that know way more about the deck than I am, but here I am playing Earth Machines! But this isn't Earth Machine pile stuff. This is more specifically an archetype, but can still incorporate other things. Like I was looking at Infinitrack and what a little Infinitrack engine could do here. They're going for that Kieran. What do they got? Oh, and I think they want to get their Promethean Princess live. They need a fire monster on the board for that. However, I'm pretty sure a Promethean Princess targets, and the opponent is unable to target my earth monsters. Do I let them summon him, but then just negate him? I gotta think ahead about what kind of move I'm making here. Ancient Gear Advance. It's going to get me to a spell, which is typically Ancient Gear Catapult. I actually can't use the Catapult here. I think I've got it. Well, kind of the only thing I can do. I need to get the monsters off my board here. And that is why Ancient Gear Advance has a kind of random effect to tribute one of your monsters and draw a card. Well, I can also go into my Crystal Wing stuff here. And if I attack with the Crystal Wing, I can negate High Avatar Kieran. But it's going to put non-Earth monsters on the field, so I will have to deal with the Promethean Princess, which is going to take out one of my cards. Oh, but I'm going to do that anyway if I go through with Ancient Gear Advance. This is one of those situations, if I had one more card, I could do more. But I'll get 2 searches off of the golem that I'm summoning. So hopefully I can still get somewhere with that. So tribute this to draw a card, Ancient Gear Wyvern, that's pretty good. But I still need to use the Catapult first, or if I use Wyvern... I'm trying to go into a Crystal Wing here. It would stop at Ancient Fairy Dragon, the opponent would destroy it, and then summon Promethean Princess, destroying this, and that would bring out Garunix or Ponix, and then the Ponix can still go into Garunix, and I won't be getting the Crystal Wing. So I think I'm gonna just go for the Catapult and try to play through what the opponent's got. If I still have more cards, I can keep going after the opponent has used up their interactions here. So I'm special summoning the Dark Golem. I think the opponent's probably going to use Promethean Princess to take this out. And then if the Kieran summons something like Ponix, they still have... Wait, no, I negated Garunix, so he's not coming back. Oh, you like hearing my train of thought? Good, because you get a lot of it in these streams. I try to walk through everything I'm doing, and I feel like today I'm a little better at it. At talking and playing at the same time. So now I'm getting 2 cards. I can get a special summon if I pick Ancient Gear Statue. And then I guess I'll pick Ancient Gear Commander. I have to discard something. And I've not used Fortress, so I'm not locked out of my non-Ancient Gear cards. Now that I have no monster, I can special summon the Ancient Gear Statue. Whatever the opponent's getting off of this Kieran, they're going to destroy probably the Colosseum. But now they've used up Kieran's destruction when there was nothing actually on board to do with it. So I feel pretty good about that. They get Garunix back now. They're destroying Court here. That's one I don't know. It's destroy. Oh. Okay, so now we're getting into the cards I don't know. I'm used to playing against a lot of Fire King in TCG. Not so much here. So I'm gonna special summon. And the opponent can use Fire King's Sanctuary to destroy my cards. I don't know if I can actually get anywhere off of just Wyvern. But let's see where the statue goes. See if I can bait out the opponent's Xyz summon. That'll destroy all monsters on the field. Well, if they do destroy all monsters on the field, I can get 3 Ancient Gear Golems. If I can afford to discard something. If I do go for like Ancient Gear Fusion, what do I have? What can I force the opponent to bring out? I think if I go for the Crystal Wing stuff, I can force them to destroy everything. And then after they destroy everything, I can use Ancient Gear Frame's effect to get stuff back. So I think either way, I should be in a good position if I go through with this. But I have to think. If I discard something, I've already used Catapult. Ancient Gears don't have all that much. It searches for a spell or trap that mentions Ancient Gear Golem. That's basically only going to get Ancient Gear Fusion, which is not what I need right now. I guess I already used up Ancient Gear Advance and it was destroyed. So I'm not sure if Ancient Gear Wyvern can actually search for anything. But the point is that I can use it with Revolution Synchron to get something which is threatening and see if the opponent... Oh! After all that! They've got Effect Veiler. Well, fortunately, I think I don't really care all that much. What are the friggin' odds that we go through all that and then the opponent had... Oy. Well, I'm not getting rid of the Ancient Gear Frame. I need to bait the opponent into destroying that. Oh, I hope the Fire King Xyz doesn't have 3,000 defense. Hopefully I can crash through everything here. And Ancient Fairy Dragon. Yep, there we go. Revolution Synchron and Wyvern were to get the opponent to have to use their Sanctuary. And this guy will destroy everything on the field, which includes Ancient Gear Frame. And if the opponent destroys Ancient Gear Frame with an effect, then I can summon 3 Ancient Gear Golems. It's the kind of card that's supposed to, like... Wait, why didn't it trigger? Special summon from your hand? It only summons them from the hand? Oh my god. So like I said before, I'm still learning how to use the Ancient Gear cards. I thought that summoned from the deck. Why would they bother printing that effect? What a waste of ink. Or pixels. Oh my god. Oh, that effect is horrible. That was a bad effect when I thought it could actually do something. This person has a lot of Royal Rares. They must like Fire Kings or nothing else. I don't even have that many Royal Rare Crystal Beast cards. Oh my god. This is the worst. Oy. Should I take Ancient Gear Frame out? I don't think I want to play with Ancient Gear Frame anymore. Friendship ended. Bad card. So, what could possibly be the point of using Ancient Gear Frame instead of Wyvern? Because Wyvern gets you that search for free. And Frame has to discard for... Oh, screw this. I'm going back to Crystal Beasts. I just keep losing with Ancient Gears. I'm never getting through the ranks. The more I use Ancient Gears, the more I slide back in trying to rank up this stupid ladder. Okay, so that was the Ancient Gear segment. Yeah, I don't want to play with you anymore. That was not a good waste of, like, 300 ultra rare points. Ah, okay. A lot of chat messages piled up while I was thinking pretty hard back there. Alright, this is not great. I'm going back and forth on the kaiju here. It might be better to play droplets, but I just felt like throwing something in. So I'm going to use Golden Rule to place Rainbow, and then probably Ruby and Advanced Sapphire. Wait, no, I can't do all those. So I guess this... Wait, no, I got it. I'm fine. Because I can get... So much thought. With this build, I'm going for that instant Colossus combo, which I had said in my Colossus combo video not to go for, but this is a... everything's changed now that Apollo's gone, and now we actually can't go much farther. But another way I do it is... because now one of the main ways to play around Primal is SP Little Knight, because it can warp 2 of your monsters off the field so that you can at least keep 2 monsters through the board wipe. So now everything's all about SP. I mean, figures, Apollo's a budget card now, so they had to hit it and force people to use the expensive cards, including the Azumina fusion card, which I tested out and is insane. There's never been a cheaper instant negate in this game. Really. Okay, so to give you an idea of how far back I am on the chat, I'm at Nyardatui saying that Konami gives Snake-Eyes no restrictions, while World Legacy Memory locks me into Mech Knights. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. I recently looked at Duel Links' ban list, and there are a lot of Mech Knight cards on the ban list in Duel Links. What did Mech Knights do to Duel Links? Oh, they certainly haven't done much in TCG, although I remember facing them a lot in TOS format. But I did good against them. You could play around them. So I'm going to summon Advanced Dude here. Just switch him for some defense points, and if the opponent drops a rock, I will move up the Ruby and use that with Miracle. So here we go. We've got SP, Floodgate, and Negation. And then Yuki saying that, yeah, Nibber's the litmus test. Can't think of the last tier 1 deck that loses to Nib. Yeah, so I always figured it's going to be the kind of card that only ever hits rogue decks, but then there will always be the intended top deck, which will have a built-in out to it. And we're definitely there. Alright, Regeki attempting to destroy all monsters, so that's why we've got the Crystal Miracle. Now I could destroy the Ruby here, and then if the Emerald is destroyed later, I get another Crystal. But I think that's going to get me to the same number of crystals anyway. And I can use the Miracle on the next turn. Crystal Miracle's Graveyard Effect is so good in a control build. Especially an advanced build. But I guess you'll see the various uses. Also, are you playing Ancient Gear from Robot Guy and the other guy because I thought you were a combo player, not an aggro player? Well, as I was saying in the beginning, I built that Ancient Gear deck on a whim because I figured playing a more aggressive deck could get me through the Master Duel ranks faster, which would be good for the stream because I figured, oh, you gotta be in Diamond for all the meta decks to appear. Not in my experience. But they don't really win as quickly. Ancient Gears still do make a lot of moves, and I have to think really hard because I'm still learning the deck. It's not like Tenpai, where you just slap down a few cards and win. Oh man, am I gonna build a Tenpai deck? Because I don't play Master Duel often, so before a stream I am grinding for hours. It's not worth it. Oh, and there's Typhon. Dang. Yeah, Typhon's quite a board breaker, ain't he? I don't have Typhon in any of my decks. I should probably get on that. That would probably help. And we need new video for TCG combos with Crystal Beasts. Yeah, we definitely do. Just a moment. Okay. What do we got going on here? Literally Moon Mirror Shield. So I guess this is not one of the meta decks. I guess I can drop that Gamma CL anytime. Yeah, this is not going to be tough. So one of the things about Crystal Miracle in a deck like this is that the advanced Crystal Beasts cannot place regular crystals, but Crystal Miracle can place anything. So it's basically an extra way to get Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, which is a blind spot for advanced Sapphire. And then I play just as many regular Sapphires as I can. Like off of this, whatever I summon is getting negated. I play this so that I can get more of the vanilla Crystal Beasts out of, or like the regular Crystal Beasts out of my deck. And it also helps with using Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. Ooh, there can be only one. Though that's actually a card that's used in Crystal Beast decks. So, won't be upset about that. Send one of these to the graveyard. Regular Sapphire doesn't... Oh, wait. It was pick the one to keep. Whoops. But I've got a dragon now. And I can drop a turtle. So I guess they were going for a stall strategy with the Moon Mirror Shield. I should probably pick up a Moon Mirror Shield for my Infernoble deck because it does use equip spells. And there have been times when I wished that any of these Noble Knight cards would give an attack boost. Alright, I don't need Nightmare Phoenix. We're not going to get the kill here. Well, I could... depends. Does the opponent have... Oh, and this is a fairy, so I can't play Apollo here. I could search for another Rainbow Dragon, but I wouldn't be able to summon it. I've got... Oh, okay. I was figuring out how to do an overdrive combo. I was going to use Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon to summon an advanced Cobalt from the deck and search for another Rainbow Dragon. The Rainbow Dragon would be discarded for Nightmare Phoenix to destroy the Floodgate, and then Link summon Apollo and go for Overdrive. I just put that second Rainbow Dragon in this build. But for my current TCG build of this deck, I only use one Rainbow Dragon because it's a very different Crystal Beast strategy, and But now I'm figuring, no, getting that instant Colossus really is very important. Guaranteeing I can activate stuff. Anyway, I'm still way behind on the checks. I'm trying to narrate my plays too much. Yes, we definitely need a new TCG combo video with Crystal Beasts because, ouch, they banned my Precious. Oh, what do we got here? Alright, this is the Incan Synchro thing with Red Dragon Archfiend. You're playing Astral Karibo and Zephyr to make number 38, 90, or Draglubion into Numeron Dragon. What deck Nyaratui are you using the Astral Karibo with? Oh, Zephyr. Wait, is that the Blackwing? What am I thinking of? Zephyros the Elite? Because I stay away from Xyz-based negation in my Crystal Beast decks because, well, in my Crystal Beast combo decks, because at some point I'm going to want to use World Sea Dragon Zealantis, and that will knock the Xyz materials off of your monster. But I will make a note to look into Astral Karibo. Hold on. Astral Karibo, Zephyr, 38 and 90. And Yuki's been playing Snake-Eyes with the new Millennium cards. My opponent doesn't know what to hand trap because the combo lines are unknown. That's gotta be fun. Millennium, that's what I should build, because that's just like Unga Bunga, drop Exodia, win. Did this opponent brick really, really hard? I'm not going to assume that they have an incomplete deck because of the 13-card extra deck. At the beginning of the stream, I was telling a story about how I faced a Salamangreat player with an 8-card extra deck, but it happened to be exactly the 8 cards they needed to go full combo. So it was just some trickery. And yes, they did trick me into thinking I didn't need to waste my time playing out a full combo board. Because, oh, they're just using the starter deck, they don't have a full extra. But no, apparently people are doing that on purpose. So I gotta get Advanced Dark here. And place something. I don't think it really matters too much what I place here. I'll get the Advanced Ruby going. I've got Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, getting rid of their hard-earned Red Dragon Archfiend, who was the first Synchro I ever owned. So with this deck, I am going to be laying down the Crystal Miracles. I'm going to have good protection with Advanced Amber. And even though this is a control build, I actually don't make use of Advanced Amber very often, but when it does come up, it's great. I used to try to make an advanced combo deck, advanced control deck which focused more on Advanced Amber, but I've come back to wanting to run the full rainbow so that I can still do some overdrive combos. I can never give up my overdrive combos. It only takes just a little bit more investment to get to the 7 crystals. And you can get away with fewer monsters now that I can use Infernal Flame Banshee to search out Nemesis and get my banished stuff back. Anyway, how many moves does it take to win with the new Exodia? So Aldo the Sun is still waiting for those Revolution Synchron reprints. Patchy, Conclave, Ruins can be good. Yeah, I mentioned Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo in that Colossus combo video. You can search for it off of Gallant Granite. Certainly another control option. Even in a strictly control-based deck, I forgot to activate the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Whoops. That could have gotten me a bounce. Even if you're running a control deck with Floodgates, Crystal Beasts still have so many options. And Cosmo Queens making Hope Harbinger, that's something. You're gonna get Revolution Synchron for Invoked. Ooh, that's a good one. Revolution Synchron and Invoked. That's great. Oh man. It's 2024 and people are still normal summoning Alistair. That's beautiful. Oh, and you can use it with Meltdown and Therians. That's great. I'm happy for you. And I will be negating. Ugh. If I had remembered to play the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, I could have gotten more bounces. So this is a really great resource loop that I love. Getting the Crystal Miracles and the Rubies. So now when I play the second Miracle and crystallize the Amber, that triggers the first Miracle in the graveyard, letting me place another crystal. So I'll place like Advanced Sapphire. Then my turn comes around, and I can move up the Ruby, Amber, and Sapphire, and then the Sapphire will get me another card. So just the Miracles, the Ruby, and Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is a great resource loop. If you get your opponent pinned down for one turn, they're never coming back. And you're playing with Spellcard Soul Exchange. Tributes opponent's monsters to summon, for example, Zephyr from hand. I'm going to have to figure out what Zephyr card you mean. You changed your Apollo for Avermax. I got Avermax, but I haven't tried it out. For me personally, my Apollo has become SP Little Knight. I managed to get my hands on one, which is not a card I thought I was going to have. But I'm glad I have access to it now. Yuki says you can't recur the Azumina Omni Negate, right? You actually can. So, Azumina is going to have this new spell. Spend one Sinful Spoils card, and you can properly fusion summon a fusion monster that tributes itself to negate anything. And yeah, you can just summon it right back, if you have something to revive it. And of course, it also comes with a Sinful Spoils continuous spell, which searches for the fusion card. So it's a one-card negate. So now there's like no reason, and no restrictions. So there's no reason for like any optimal deck now to not be running a Diabellstar engine. I hate that. And you know that card's gonna be like $150. Alright, well if the opponent's got Max C, I will deny them a draw. So for now you use IP and SP on the opponent's turn instead of Apollo, and make your Xyz 8. Yeah, I feel like because we can't, like the roll compression that the Bow of the Goddess offered was amazing, but now Crystal Beast decks are going to have to branch out more from each other. It's going to take more extra deck slots to do what she did. And that means you have to really pick a lane. Like, I'm using Revolution Synchron and Synchro stuff, and I also want to use some rank 4 control cards, so I don't have room for that other stuff you're talking about. Ugh. Well, we got Mound of the Bound Creator. Ooh, do I let them summon that? I'm going to have to say no to that, because if they go for Barone, I'm going to have a tough time getting rid of it. And this in the graveyard has some effect to summon itself back, right? If a monster is banished by an effect. Okay, don't banish monsters by effects, or this is coming back and banishing a field card and something from my graveyard. I think the only thing I have that'll trigger that is Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, but I got called by the grave anyway, so I will survive. And now I will multiply my Crystal Beasts. You put Typhon in all your decks. Yeah, I really want to get testing Typhon now. So I can place this, and now Crystal Miracle triggers, so it gives a way for advanced Crystal Beasts to get to the rainbow, which they couldn't previously. And now the opponent's probably going to trigger their Sword Soul in the graveyard, but I've got that checked. I'm still missing Advanced Cobalt and Advanced Amber for getting to 7 crystals. Oh, they got nothing. So I'm thinking I can go for my Floodgate bosses here. So that's going to be Infernal Flame Banshee, going into Nemesis and SP, then Colossus. And air-fried potato. That sounds delicious. You have been playing around with Teller Crystal Beasts. It's bricky, but one-card combos are so refreshing. Bestial Druid Swarm. Yeah, go for it. Actually, that helps me. And, you know, I'm going to throw in the Maxi because I'd rather have any draw than that. Teller Crystal Beast. What does that do aside from having level 4 monsters? And they've got a continuous spell. That might block the back row. I'm trying to remember. I messed around with Tellers a little bit, but then I gave up on them after seeing that despite printing new support for Tellers, the original cards, I think, still did not get reprints. Sorry, my pop filter's fallen off again. Oh, isn't that great? Oy. Oh, well. I tried to move my mic a little closer. How's the audio, by the way? Is the audio good? I was talking about Tellers. I think they didn't reprint the old Teller Knight cards, even though it was a very popular deck. Never got reprinted. Alright. Getting a little closer to the end of the comments here. You've got your weird TCG Snake-Eye Crystal Beast deck. Yeah, Snake-Eyes and Crystal Beasts do go together. They're especially good at pumping out materials for a quick Saryuja Skull Dread. I've been messing around with that. It's a discard outlet, and of course it gets to the Azamina fusion, which I think is going to be everything. I don't think there will be many non-Azamina decks that are competitively optimal. Ugh. But then, am I actually going to spend on that card? Can't imagine how expensive it's going to be. Alright, well, this will be a great combo. You're going to see I go for that Infernal Flame Banshee, Nemesis, Colossus line often. And Advanced Crystal Beasts are uniquely good at doing that. And this is all about, like, ways to survive those Primal Being drops. But, Infinite Impermanence on the Sapphire. That means I won't get the 2 banished monsters I need unless I destroy this and go for Golden Rule, which I think I will, unless they've got Ash Blossom, maybe not. But this is going to put a whole bunch of extra advanced crystals on the board, and if I get hit with a big old rock, then I'll be able to move those up and go for a rank 4 Floodgate. So everything I do is always thinking about them primal drops, and what I can do to bait them out and to play through them. And if you have an extra normal summon to spare, Advanced Cobalt can bounce an Advanced Sapphire for you to normal summon again. I think I'll just go for this. Alright, Aroma Ragnarika is Nyaratui's Master Duel deck right now. Wow, that's something. Aroma Ragnarika, yeah. More plant piles. That's something I definitely can't get into. I've got like an 80 card Aroma deck I was messing around with, which then became plant pile. Now I just want to take out all the plant pile cards because I can't figure them out. Ugh. Ragnarika looked really interesting to me, but I just think like, what is it, Ragnarika, the evil seed or whatever? It's just like a skull on a stem. It's not my aesthetic. And Playmakers making Performapal Valence in Master Duel. Oh. Yeah, I was talking with someone. I got a couple of Valence fans tuning into my channel. It's like, oh, sorry, I just grab your field spell and call it a day, but... Ugh. I also tinkered around with Valence just a little bit, but then I realized when I was getting more into it that Valence incorporates a lot of generic pendulum support, and goodness gracious, I cannot wrap my head around that stuff, and I was trying really hard with a Draco Slayer build the other month. Still gotta get back to the Draco stuff, because some people wanted to see if I could have a take on pendulums. And I'm trying. I'm trying. I just got a lot of things to juggle right now. And this explains why they didn't hit Diabellstar. Yeah, they are pushing Diabellstar hard. This, you know, now that I think about it, it feels like that brief moment when Blue Eyes was the top deck, because they printed a card for Blue Eyes that just happened to like perfectly counter everything else in the meta at the time, and then they also hit all the other decks, so they killed everything so that Blue Eyes would be viable for a moment. And I feel like they're doing that with Snake-Eye now and Diabellstar, even though it was already the top deck. So I'm summoning an extra advanced Sapphire here so that even if I lose all of my monsters, I will still have a crystal. And so I will still have something I can use with Rainbow Bridge of the Heart next turn, because again, I'm always preparing to lose my board. And now here I've got an opportunity to go for a ranked 4 Floodgate. But it could be any of these. I'm trying to think, what's good? Yubel's good. Yubel doesn't do a lot of... No, Yubel does do some graveyard stuff. But flipping things down would also be good. What do I have covered? I think I'll just go for Dweller. Alright, so air-fried potato, I think on the Tellarknight Crystal Beast build says use 1,000,000,000 one-card starters of Crystal Beasts to go into the Tellar Xyz. Okay, and oh, it's Armor Xyz. I tried to use those Armor Xyz cards, and I cannot figure out what they're supposed to do. They do nothing for me. Oh, Feather Duster. Yeah, that'll get him. So go into Armor Xyz, grab stuff. Deltaros, loops for infinite material. Negates are Paradise. Calamity with Capella. Wow, that's a lot of cards I've heard of and do not know what they do. So that sounds like a cool deck. If your board gets broken, use the Armor Xyz trap to quick Xyz into Baguska. You can do that. Oh, no! They went to the battle phase. Oh, then they went to main phase too. Just wanted to get my heart rate up with that evenly. Going to Baguska, you'll have a searchable Speller Trap. That is some wacky combo stuff you've got going, Mr. Potato. Now I want potatoes. I just get a potato, cut it up, stick it in the oven, and that's good. And the dog wants some of it. Why do people call Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon Zenith? It's because the card's OCG name was Rainbow Dragon the Zenith Crystal Beast, but the TCG just changed it to Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, which is bland and really confusing. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is a bad name, so I just call it Rainbow. Other people call it Zenith, but I don't like that name either, because there's like no way for someone to figure out what Zenith is. It's like when spellbook players talk about Blue Boy. Like, what is Blue Boy? Just, the card has a name, use the name. People who don't know what Blue Boy means have no way of figuring out what it means. So in the interest of good communication, I do not advocate for calling the card Zenith. There's really no clear way to refer to Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, and of course, like every other deck we face here is Tier Laments. Oh, wait, I should get Shifter in here. Anyway. Yeah, I don't like names that alienate people who are not already part of the club. I like when information is accessible, when everyone can engage and feel included. So I don't use shorthand names like that. Only the ones which use the card's actual name so people can figure it out. Still with Tier Elements, I just only like half pay attention to players refer to the new Lara as SPTL. Would that be SB? Like Spiritual Beast Tamer? I mean, if that's like an initialism of the card's name, that's okay. Like CBRD. You can call it that. It's just kind of tough to pronounce, though. Alright, so we're going through our routine Tier Laments player going off. One of my goals in life was to never find out what Tier Laments do. I did not play during that format, but they're still going. Master Whis has reached Diamond rank. Congratulations! You must not be playing Ancient Gears, then. I don't have the patience. I got up to Diamond for one of these streams. But I really don't have the patience for grinding through Master Duel, and... You know, maybe if I start the grinding, like, before the day before the stream, I might get there. Maybe next time. Master Duel's definitely not as agonizing to play on stream and to chat with you guys, but playing it alone, I feel like Master Duel is the worst format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Minus everything that's fun about Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if you play against someone with a crazy combo deck, you can't, like, chat with them and tell them their combos are cool, or you can't see their reactions to your cards. It takes the social aspect out of the game, and then it's just no fun for me. And like, what's the point? I feel like there's no point in Master Duel except to just winning so you can get the rank up. Or at least, for me, when I'm trying to get my rank up to make the streams look more impressive. But hey, clearly I don't need to get up to Diamond to face all the Tier Laments and Snake-Eyes. And whatever the heck's going on here. I want to fit more board breakers in this deck, but Crystal Beasts are not a small engine. I'm trying to keep this slim. I'm running like the bare minimum number of Crystal Beasts I can get away with. And even like 2 Golden Rule, even though I like running 3. VR Yu-Gi-Oh! Should close this gap. I've never done VR stuff. But man, Konami doesn't seem to be very concerned about getting a VR Yu-Gi-Oh out there. How do I view the materials on this boy? Can I not view the materials? Oh, here. Alright, just monsters. I don't know what those banishments did for you. My big old face is in the way. We go to SP, of course. Alright, and this negates a summoning effect. Yes, negates a summoning effect. And then do whatever you want. Alright. You don't like playing Master Duel alone because opponents take ages to play on every possible interaction. Yeah, and Master Duel in general, like the UI is just slow. It's so slow. There are always like pauses between every animation, and some of the animations go for too long, and they make you individually select things even when there's only one possible target. I really hate that. Well, if this Crystal Bond gets negated, I think I have nothing I can do if I can't get to Advanced Dark. If Baron's got anything to say about it. I hear the dog having a fit. I may need to go soon. But first, let's just lose to this. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a way to play through Baron here. I've got too many advanced crystals. I'm busy. I can see you later. Okay. I am going to switch back to the regular crystal beasts, which I typically don't use on Master Duel just because it takes forever to play through the combos. And I also stopped playing them on stream because I kept timing out. Because you see how long I can take to... Well, how long it takes to think through some of these scenarios, and I'm also talking through them with you guys. It's very difficult to pilot a big control deck and be entertaining at the same time, and so I figured, okay, I'm gonna go easy on myself, have some mercy, and pick a deck with simpler combos. Now, what build am I running here? Let's find out. I don't have a Springen's engine, so I can't get a one-card Saryuja here. But I do have, unfortunately, both Nemesis, but that means I can go directly to Corridor. But that could potentially play into a Primal Being, and I don't want to do that. It's going to be 3 cards. So I think I will have to go for a boring SP here. So I think the opponent might have impermanence or something. Alright, see you later, Nyardatui. It was good chatting with you. And chatting about more weird combo decks I want to try out now. But now back to my rainbow crystals. I think I can handle it. Now, one move you can do is play the Colossus in defense position so that it doesn't get hit by Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm's not as popular as it used to be, especially in this format where you might go first with it. You have no side deck. But I still got it here. Oof. Altergeists. Alright, I've got an Altergeist deck, so I know how to play around this. Well, I mean, I know how to play around it if I get the proper tools. And good old Linkaribo's not banned here. And the TCG has been banning a lot of cards recently. And it's kind of weird for me to remember, oh, Master Duel still has all of this stuff. Yeah, Melwisp is nuts. Well, the opponent already normal summoned, so I might as well prevent them from Link summoning Hextia. Because Altergeists have a Link too that can negate spells and traps. Luxus says, not sure how you like looking into decks. Maybe this one could be fun for you too. Don't know if I can share pics here. You can probably share a link to it if you have a screenshot, and I'll check that out. So if I want to put it on screen, I might have to do that between duels. Oh, and of course they've got SP. Probably going to banish one of my Crystal Beasts, but I have a Nemesis again, so I can get that back. Opening with Meliseek to take out the Colossus is good for Altergeists. Altergeists are another like runaway control deck. Once they get moving, they get everything together. And they multiply. Alright, Crystal Beacon. That's not doing much for me. I could try to just normal summon and attack over that SP. But if they've got personal spoofing, they can get to an Altergeist that can bounce one of my monsters. And then everything will just be a mess. But I'm gonna hope they just don't have that. And try to swing over that little knight. Oh, no, they got it. They got the spoofy. Oh, so now you can put any Altergeist back in, search for whatever it's called, and then it'll summon itself and an Altergeist from the deck, the one that the opponent just put in, Silquidus, has a quick effect to bounce an Altergeist and an opposing card. Altergeists are very strong. I think I also have an Altergeist deck on here that I used to play. But it's one of those decks that's a pain to play in Master Duel. Well, I will continue my attack and get bounced. You want to get rid of my SP? I feel like I should let that go through so that I can get rid of theirs. I'm doing something a little weird here. Yes, continue the attack. Because main phase 2, I can keep going. I could even get that SP back. I don't have any other nemesis to search for, unfortunately, and that beacon is not what I needed. How many Crystal Beasts to normal summon did I open with? I think it was 3, which hurts. But I think perhaps, maybe prioritize the Nightmare Phoenix here, because otherwise, that personal spoofing is just going to keep on multiplying. So I know whatever else happens, the opponent's all set as long as they've got that. But then they flip their continuous trap that negates monsters, which apparently they don't have. Maybe that means they have another personal spoofing? No. These are the thoughts of someone who also knows how to play Altergeist. It is a very technically complex deck. I think it's the best designed group of cards ever because they all interact with each other, except for a few duds. But the Altergeist cards have so much going on. They're quite difficult to pilot as well. Bit of a pain. And you also have to think ahead about your monster zones, because Hextia here negates spells and traps by tributing the monster it's linked to, but it's currently not linked to anything. Unless the opponent's got more ways to pull out more Altergeists, but yeah, by linking it away, they now have 2 monster searches. One of those can link from the hand, so then they'll go into the link 4 Altergeist, and the link 4 gets a trap from the deck. So I think I'm screwed here. Yeah, and they can also make the other monster search, the monster that summons itself from the hand, and then summons something from the graveyard, and then you can trigger what you summoned from the graveyard. Oh wait, no, not that one. That one, they actually showed a little bit of restraint in that the monster it revives cannot activate its effect this turn. The only time you'll ever see restraint from Konami. Ugh. With the way these are multiplying, I think I have no way through. I'm not totally sure what my build is here anyway. I will give that another try. Oh, YouTube says I had chat disconnected for a moment. Is that why no one was talking? It says chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. I guess we had some technical issues with the chat, apparently. Oh, okay. I have Necro Valley in this build. So I could go for a full combo. I gotta remember again what deck I'm playing. I think I like to start by going for a beacon combo. And if the beacon stuff gets negated, I have 2 searches here, so I can go for another swarm. So I'll place whatever, and then destroy, go into beacon, that's going to summon Ruby, bring these crystals back up, I get to 4 materials, and if they stop it, then I go for Golden Rule, and I will hopefully have a Ruby in the graveyard if this crystal beacon goes through. Oh, but also, if they negate the Ruby, then I don't have enough open space to play Golden Rule. But I'll still keep the crystal around, so yeah, here we pivot into a control strategy because I've got Heart, I've got Necro Valley. The opponent's not going far. Now, how many miracles do I run? Just 1. So I cannot play control for long, but the opponent doesn't know that. So hopefully, my usual hope in Master Duel is the opponent will think there's just no way through, and they'll surrender and we go to the next game quickly and not have to play out the grind. Alright, looks like the chat is working again. YouTube said it wasn't for a while. Alright, Emblema Oath. I don't know what Emblema is. But going through Centurions for a while, they've got graveyard stuff. And this is just a one-time search. And other than that, it gives them quick synchro summoning. Well, people are still playing Psyframes, even though the Psyframes got hit. Interesting. I remember the days of playing around Psyframes. In the... back when everything was all Crystron combos and floodgates. Ugh. Bad format. It was all drolls and gammas everywhere. Okay, wake up Centurion. You can... What are we doing? You summon a token as level 8, and you will not be using the Banish from Graveyard effect. Yeah, so far they've got nothing I can get through. Not sure if the link's shared, but... I haven't seen a link come through. Maybe it doesn't allow sending links on the chat. So Trudea says to get 2 cards, but I can stop those. And I can bounce something. Then the opponent can still move this up. Hold on, I want to check. Was that normal summoned? Doesn't say specifically normal summon. But I think if I bounce the one that's being treated as a continuous trap. Well, no, because it's a continuous trap, they are quick effects to summon themselves. So yeah, it looks like it's not letting you send a link. I don't know, if you send like part of the URL, I could try pasting it in myself. It probably just doesn't want people putting like spam in there. But what kind of deck is it? Ooh. Centurion Gargoyle. That's gotta be a new one or an obscure one. Whoop. What even is that? Mech suit. Japan really loves their mech suits. Yeah, they got a new Centurion card. Add a Centurion card during the end phase. Place one banished in the graveyard. And that's negated because of Necro Valley. I think Necro Valley's negation is gonna keep me alive for a while here. Banish a monster on the field for a while, and then banish it from the graveyard to revive a Centurion Synchro. So all I have to look out for is temporary monster banishment. And they've got no banished Centurions, so the end phase effect will not be able to apply here. Necro Valley has found its way back into my TCG deck, by the way. Because there are going to be more slower games. So I'm gonna go for Crystal Bond so I can reload. And we're gonna grind this out for a bit. I think losing their Synchro off of Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is really gonna hurt. Oh, unless they activate the trap to save it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon down here, getting me to a rank 4, which can stop it. So this forces them to use the trap. Banish it until the standby phase. And when it is summoned, you can add a Centurion card from deck to hand. So that's going to get another search when it comes back. Interesting. I could go for... no, I could not go for a... No, I could. I could go for a Colossus combo. I don't think I should. Because the Colossus won't be able to banish from the graveyard due to Necro Valley. So it'll get attacked over. I think the move is Baguska. I think I'm gonna go Necro Valley Baguska. That's why I love combo control. Because I'm doing this. And on the next turn, I'm definitely getting 7 crystals for Rainbow Dragon. So you don't want to mess with someone who goes Necro Valley Baguska Overdrive. Man, this is giving me such flashbacks to like playing in YCS's before we had Golden Rule, where I would do a whole lot of Necro Valley and Baguska, which is something I haven't done in a long time. I mean, I've kept Necro Valley in the side deck, but I also feel that Baguska is not very effective these days. Between SP and, well, Droplets was getting more popular. I don't know if a shift in the meta is going to change that. But, man, SP is changing this game forever. And there have been times when even using Revolution Synchron, the Excel Synchro that it's designed to summon can still be inferior to just going for this generic Link 2. So the chat is filtering out anything that just remotely includes a link. Is it the Snake-Eyes Crystal Beast deck? Ah. Well, Snake-Eyes is about to include Azumina, so I wonder, is there really any point? Like, unless... Because we've got the Azumina cards coming up, and it's going to use Azumina. And I think Azumina's going to be very new. I'm not going to have much I can advise you with that. And I'm still testing it out myself. So I don't think I would be able to help you. I don't know enough about the deck specifically. So now we can... Yep, there we go. Baguska is a main reason why I've been playing around with the advanced Crystal Beast control deck, because advanced Crystal Beasts don't need to waste searches on Crystal Bond in order to refuel. They can have the advanced Ruby summon itself back up, even under Baguska. You're saying it's currently more of a fun approach without the new Azumina stuff. Yeah, I'm a sweaty tournament player, so I'm always looking for the most obnoxiously competitive stuff. And oh, just the Azumina stuff. I can't believe I might actually be playing it the right way, because there's no way that stuff can be so powerful. And yet... So I will continue looking into that, and I don't know, maybe I'll have a video on it someday. I've got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh videos still to make. Alright, what do I want to summon here? Maybe I just go for Necro Valley. And if they stop me from setting up the combo I'm going for, I've got a Called by the Grave that I would like to get spent before I put the Necro Valley up. Yeah, considering I can't do anything else with this hand, I'm gonna go for the Colossus combo. Now, in theory, these Ash Blossoms can be used to make Power Tool Dragon and Golden Rule, but that's not happening for me. To do those Hand Trap Tuner combos, often I need 2 normal summons. I don't always draw into the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, although Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is going to become a lot more important to me, having to do combo control stuff. I've been playing the combo Crystal Beasts for so long, I've kind of forgotten that Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is actually very good, because I don't I don't prioritize it. Like I said in my Crystal Beast combo video, because I'm trying to load up Rainbow Ruins, I avoid searching for Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, because it puts a card in the back row that prevents you from fully loading up the field spell. So I just go for whatever I was going to search for directly. So with this combo, I'm going to have SP, Colossus, Necro Valley, and 2 Ash Blossoms. That should be pretty good. Playing Called by the Grave is risky. It'll get swept away by Feather Duster, or if this gets into a grind and I'm stuck with it on the field, that would hurt. Or if the opponent pops this, I'll go for it. That's the theme of these streams. If something's a risk, I go for it, and then it blows up in my face, and I lose a full field of Ancient Gears to a rock. It says the chat disconnected again, and then reconnected. I wonder if the disconnect and reconnect is in response to, oh, evenly matched. Yeah, so I'm gonna lose that Call by the Grave. Ugh. How many cards are in this build? Oh, we got Dark Magician. I faced one other Dark Magician deck, I think. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like there's a pattern of giving Yugi and Kaiba support, and Yugi's support is good, and Kaiba's support is not, but then they print another wave of support just for Kaiba that's way better. Because, man, the Yugi support that he got recently was much better than the Blue Eyes support, but now they're also getting their own structure deck, and yet there is still no structure deck for Dark Magician, which would sell like crazy. Oh, okay. No complaints. I don't know why my opponents like to randomly surrender against me. I guess they're just intimidated. Now, I am at duel level 90 for this duel pass thing, and I've not redeemed any of the rewards. So what is the short URL website? You can show the deck list after the game. Currently building Crystal Beast Snake-Eye. Crystal Beast Snake-Eye. Well, Crystal Beast Snake-Eye is gonna be changing very soon. So don't get too attached to whatever you're on anyway. If you're losing because you don't draw max C outs, I mean, that just means run more Ash Blossoms, more Call. Or also run more of Crystal Miracle, because that gives you a negate to end on without having to special summon. That's what I've been doing in some of these duels. I get hit with max C, so I just end on negation. If you can pivot into control, you'll do much better. Really hope the Blue Eyes structure deck... Oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it here. You'll see how we play around the max C. So my options here. If I use Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, I could go into Corridor. The opponent will draw 3 cards. But I will get Colossus, and I can hit the opponent with max C. Maybe I go for it. I'm just gonna go for it, right? I'm gonna try going for it. Opponent's gonna draw 3 cards, but maybe Colossus is worth it. It's like, I want to end on more than just 1 negate and potentially 1 bounce. Although, considering that would also take 3 cards from the opponent's hand compared to this, then I think okay, I regret it. I regret it already. I'm gonna play it in defense position in case they've got Lightning Storm. And... actually, I don't have to go into Bridge and Miracle. I could also go for Necro Valley. But I feel like I would rather try going for the Miracle and have a bit more staying power. Yeah, considering I had Maxi, I definitely regret doing this. I should have just ended on the Heart Bounce and the Miracle Negate. Yeah, I don't like running counters to hand traps, because then if the opponent doesn't draw the counter... if the opponent doesn't draw their counter, then my counter doesn't do anything for me. And then I'm losing out. So, in order for those to be effective, really, you're relying on the opponent to draw something for you to counter. I just find that to be slightly less consistent. Alright. Do I stop this? Or do I stop what they're using to search for? And they could have another impermanence. I think I'm gonna let it go through. I often do that. I let them negate my Floodgate. And then I hope that I can stop whatever's coming next. Oh, it's Salamangreat. I'm just gonna drop this now. Wondering where is the point where I stop them. I don't want to risk them having a Gazelle in hand. Because then using Crystal Miracle would just trigger the Gazelle and they would keep going. Yeah, Call by the Grave is what I do run because it has more uses. Okay, so it looks like the opponent probably already had Gazelle, so I made the right pick there. Now all I have to do is negate something that the opponent really, really needs. Is this what they really, really need? I think probably not. I'm going to save it for Gazelle. Yeah, there's the Gazelle, of course. I'm not super familiar with the new Salamangreats. I know it's very much an OTK deck now. Because everything is an OTK deck now. With my favorite combo control deck, aside from Crystal Beasts. Good times. Racked up a lot of wins in the toss format. And now I just hope I did good enough. And yeah, keeping the Colossus out would have really been an instant win against Salamangreat, but knowing my luck, they probably had another impermanence. Did I get them before they got 3 Salamangreats in the graveyard? Oh, I did. Alright, so yeah, that's why I let them negate the Floodgate. I guess they didn't have another impermanence after all? Okay. They put the random Sanctuary out there. So now I know they don't have impermanence. I think I can whip out a kill here. I can get this. How many crystals do I have? I have 1, 2, 3. That'll get me 4. This will get me 5. I don't think that's relevant just yet. But I'm just gonna go for a quick kill here. I'm gonna grab... Oh, I guess I don't have to do it through Awakening, because... No, they could have a Primal Being, so I'm gonna use Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates during the battle phase, so that they can't nib me. I've got 18 plus 26, and another 3,000. So I only need a little bit and I win. And if they've got Ash Blossom, I can negate that, and I'm not bouncing that Sanctuary for them. I do like being able to swarm during the battle phase. Again, I'm always thinking about the primals. Also always thinking about, like, Gores, because you never get over Gores. But that's game. And Ruby has gotten a quarter-century reprint in the new tins, which also is driving me nuts. Because Ruby already has a Hobby League print, which is almost the same thing as... Hello, Etherwolf! You are back! We had some losses due to not knowing how to play Ancient Gears, and it's been a lot of tier laments, and only the Crystal Beasts get wins. I was just saying that Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle has a reprint in the new tin as a quarter-century secret rare, even though it already has multiple holo prints, including a Hobby League parallel rare, which is basically the Starlight rare stuff, but without some of the sparkles. So it's just like a minor upgrade. Meanwhile, Ancient City Rainbow Ruins has had like 10 prints over the years, and there is still no holo print of Rainbow Ruins. It would have been perfect to choose. But nope, they picked Ruby. They just keep reprinting the same Crystal Beast cards. And there are so many which would love to be so sparkly. Well. Whoops. Yeah, I hope I didn't break my Joy-Con hitting it against the table. Well, I guess instant Golden Ruby Swarm. That's how we're going today. I will place a couple of these. I'm gonna go directly into a swarm here. Oh wait, I should have placed Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. I keep forgetting to do that so that I can still do something in case Ruby gets negated, and of course it's gonna get negated, right? Oh my god, I don't want to play this out. I'm so upset. If I had placed Rainbow here, I could have used it to get a Rainbow Dragon. I could have gone into Rainbow Bridge of the Heart and kept going and gotten negation. Every time I forget that I'm supposed to place Rainbow here, the opponent has impermanence. Well, we are in this stream to learn. I gotta stop getting upset about stupid bad reprints and focus on the game. Andy does not like how the quarter-century secret rares look. I love them. I like that they are just stupid sparkly things. I think we need more sparkly spam. But to each her own. And yeah, I was thinking the tin actually looks pretty cool. But then I watched an opening video of it, and 2 of the person's packs were exactly the same. I'm not playing this out. I'm too mad. Yeah, 2 of his 3 packs in the first tin were like card for card exactly the same. And it's not like they were good pulls to begin with. So that's a big ol' yikes. I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. And then other people are saying the tokens will take your parallel rare spot. Whatever they're calling the secret rares, prismatic secret rare. That is just bad. And like, yeah, there are a lot of great reprints in that tin, but the card pool is huge, so you're not gonna pull any of them. You're gonna get just 3 copies of a Labyrinth card. You're playing against Paleozoic? Paleozoic seems like it could be maybe a fun deck. But, I feel like a very specific kind of person has a Paleo deck, and I'm not in their club. I will place a rainbow here, and what else? Why not another rainbow? The name on Quarter Century Secret Rares is difficult to read. Alright, well, we've been hit with Max C here. Do I want to risk doing nothing? Or do I want to let the opponent... Well, letting the opponent draw 3 went well enough last time. I'm gonna do it again! Paleo is Josh's pet deck. He's one of them popular players, right? Let's bait the opponent into seeing if they have anything to activate in response to this ruby that gets negated. Nope. Come on, one day I'd like someone to fall for the bait. Well, now that I have a monster banished, I can use Nemesis Corridor. Opponent has drawn 3 cards out of this, but I get to Thunder Dragon Colossus, which won last time. Or let other things win, I guess. And the new... Yeah, I saw that, like, Argo Star archetype, which is, like... It's, like, Vocaloid athlete girls named after a Greek ship, which is a choice that someone in the design team made. I don't understand it at all, and, like, why are they a trap deck? It makes no sense. It seems like it could be an interesting playstyle, but I don't build waifu decks, so have fun with it, y'all. I won't. Okay, this is like card for card what happened in the previous game. Opponent gets an early max C when I'm going for this. I've got almost the same end board. It's Colossus, Miracle, max C in hand, and Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. It was just enough last time. So if this is another Salamangreat deck, I'm ready. Alright, that is Nightmare Pain, of course. I'll let it go through. You're looking forward to the Jurak support. Schwingy? That's something. Yeah, the Jurak support I saw, it's like just... destroy all cards on the field, destroy all cards on the field, and then destroy all cards on the field. Ooh. they don't want that Ash Blossom going off. I mean, that Max C. Well, think again. I want to draw me some cards today. Hopefully that's a good negation for me. That means now if I can survive this turn, I am drawing a lot of cards. Pop the baby, yeah, that's the dinosaur deck. Oh, dang. Oh, they got me good. Maybe next time I should drop Max C in the draw phase, huh? I'm using it in the draw phase from now on. These are good players. Ugh. They say the good players don't show up until Diamond. Now they've got all the searches. I'm probably dead. But that's okay, that's time to chat while we find out how dead we are. It's funny the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype design works, because they take one random quirk from some early card, and then they build off of that and build off of that. Dinosaurs had just this one random card that destroy the baby and you can summon something else, and they designed another card to work with it, and then another card, and now the entire dinosaur pile is all about killing babies. It's a little weird for them to... I personally, if I was on the design team, I would be like, okay, let's think about the vibe we're putting forth with this deck. Is this the spirit of Yu-Gi-Oh? It's just a little... Just as a PR person, the optics are a little... Wiz says, I'm good, Yubel is not good at direct attacks. Well, this Yubel deck also has Unchained in it, and that's going to give them some fiend things to do. They're not relying on just Yubel. Okay, Andy is similarly excited for the Crossover Breakers booster pack with Raziel and Malice and Apodrocosis. That... Oh, the Malice thing. I am not a fan of Malice. It's just... It looks like they made a theme to break Dimension Shifter, and I just don't like that. Also, it turns everything from Alice in Wonderland into waifus, because everything is waifus now. Obviously, I am of the rainbow variety here, and I think it's just way too many waifus. I've considered in recent years like trying out some other card games, but then I just see how much waifu stuff it is, and I'm like, I've got enough of that. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Fire Emblem. I'm all set. Wants to get 4 Yubel to get game. Oh, because I've got Emerald Tortoise in defense position, and Nightmare Pain makes the opponent take the damage. Oh, nope, I don't have Emerald anymore, actually. Shifter hurts Malice. Cyber Spiles are a lot. I have no idea of what it could be capable. Oh, okay. I won! Alright, so always let the opponent draw 3 to get that Colossus. There, now that I've switched to the Crystal Beasts, I can win again. That was not happening with Ancient Gears. I just thought Ancient Gear would be a cute, easy deck. It wasn't. It was expensive and dysfunctional. Like me? Well, I've got my dual pass at level 91 now, and I have not redeemed any of the rewards because I want to see getting it all the way up and then redeeming the rewards, just because I'm a little silly. Alright, let's just start with Golden Ruby, and if anything happens to this, I've got another search, I can keep going. But I'm also gonna place the rainbow. Ancient Gears requires a PhD. Yep. I mean, I have a PhD in dueling. You've seen the decks I play. But apparently, it's not good enough. I saw someone pointed out, it's funny how Dr. Crowler brags about having a PhD, but he's actually got the most Unga Bunga deck in the show. All he does is summon a big monster and attack, and lose. Oop. Something else. I like to bait out the primal beings here. So instead of going directly to... Actually, probably should go directly to Saryuja. Because I'm already using Golden Rule, I'm going to have just the Topaz to work with, and that's not going to get me to anything good. So I would have liked to play Emerald there if I had thought a bit ahead. Emerald, just as a junk crystal to use up, it's the useless one, because it only is level 3. You can't use it for Excuse Summons. So I try to get it onto the field at a point where I can use it as link material. If this Skull Dread gets negated, I guess I could still try to build up a whole bunch of crystals. I've got 4 in the graveyard. This would be 5 if I go for... Oh, they were sitting on a Bestial. That's fine. I'm definitely going to be going for a Nemesis combo. And now that I have 2 banished monsters of my own, I can use SP to banish the opponent's monster, if that's what I go for. I think I definitely want to put these back in. Oh, well, I don't have a big Nemesis combo anymore. I can just go straight for this. I gotta think. No. I want to take one of those Crystal Beasts back. I donked up. Maybe I go for a control strategy? I could. Yeah, the opponent definitely doesn't have Primal if they drop their Bestial early, or... Oh, wait, no, that's... It activates when it's sent to the graveyard, right? Is that the one? No, that's a different one. Okay, then they definitely don't have Primal. So I'm going to go for a control setup. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to dump Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. I'm going to go into Necro Valley. And then I will have that Necro Valley backed up by Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, Corridor into Colossus, and an Ash Blossom. Plus a bunch of crystals, so I will be ready to drop the rainbow anytime. Yeah, Necro Valley. I'm wondering also, I guess I kind of forgot I had Rainbow Ruins in here. I could have gotten up to enough crystals to negate spells and traps. But I guess I'm just going through it now. I'm committing to this Necro Valley play. It's also Bestials. They're not going to like that. Okay, now if I am resolving Sealantis, I'm going to have to manually choose card positions. So off of the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, I will search for a Crystal Miracle so I can negate a board-breaking spell or trap, just in case. Aside from that, I'm going to have just a lot of crystals built up. And, oh, you know what? I could have used Rainbow Bridge of the Heart before, and that would have gotten the opponent's Bestial bounced. Arrgh. Oh well, I'm sure it won't matter, right? I've got enough negation here. I'm thinking I could also go for SP Little Knight if I wanted, but I'm gonna play it safe. And I guess I don't really care about the Bestial crashing into anything. So I'll put back one of these. Let's make it this one. And I still have another Nemesis in the deck that can get the ruby back. But I have 2 rubies and 2 rainbows in this build. So neither is particularly necessary. And I'll play this away from the World Sea Dragon in case I play an SP later. So I can make sure I'm keeping spaces open for co-linking them to enable World Sea Dragon's effect. And you guys have been chatting about those crossover breaker cards. Oh, Crimson Gaia. Once per turn search. Yeah, you won't be doing that today. Braziel is a stronger shifter deck. Ugh. Too many shifter decks. Dimensional Fissure too. Oh yeah. Yeah, Crystal Beasts do survive Shifter as well, so one more reason to play Crystal Beasts. I wonder how the Ancient Gears play with it too. They've got some graveyard cards, but they don't need all of them. Yeah. Shifter, I think, just never feels good to play with or against. It's always my 6th card. Ooh, this person's using the Chaos stuff. I thought these Chaos cards had a lot of potential, but then I tried using them. I don't know if they failed because I didn't know what I was doing, or if they're just bad. So target a card on the field to banish. And that's all it does. It was summoned by using 2 dark monsters. So it only has... the dark effect cannot be destroyed by battle. So I have nothing to fear from this. It's just going to get popped by Miracle. And I will destroy the Amber with this because I don't care about crystallizing right now. It would just bounce the Crimson Gaia, which the opponent can't activate anyway. So maybe if they summon something and attack over the Sapphire, they'll trigger that. Apprentice Illusion Magician. And a Horus Engine. This is a very weird deck. Oh yeah, see? They took the bait. So now... trigger, Sapphire, and bounce this. You're saying Crimson Gaia is not a hard once per turn? No, it says you can only use each effect once per turn. It's not like you can only activate the card itself once per turn, but yeah, there we go. Crystal Beasts! I love being able to pivot into whatever works for me that day. And see, now that I use the Crystal Beasts, I get to rank up. You just don't want me to have the easy quick duels. But what the heck did we just play against? It's 3:06 over here. I might stream for a little while since I started late. Is there any deck you guys were hoping to see that you didn't see today? This is so weird. 3 Apprentice Illusion Magicians, but there's no Dark Magician to search for. They must be using this just to get a discard outlet, probably for... I'm guessing they use this to get discards to feed the Bestials and make level 10 synchros with someone else. Honest? I don't see Honest in here. Are you talking about something else? What a weird deck. And like I guess a tiny Resonator engine. It's literally just Crimson Gaia, which only searches for Vision Resonator. Level 5 or higher Dark Monster, so that's why they use Apprentice Illusion Magician, I guess. And then you Synchro Summon, what, level 8 with them? Which will play Chaos Archfiend or Scar. This is weird. I want to look into that later. What a strange deck. Look, I want to take some screenshots and see if I can figure out later what this deck was trying to do. Beatrice, she's forbidden now. Good riddance. What other weird cards do I want to look at later? And they've got one trap? This is so weird. Oh, they use Apprentice to buff up Inseti, maybe? It boosts Dark Spellcasters. I think it's just for the level and the attribute to enable stuff. Oh, her effect is Honest. So weird. That's a cool, weird deck. Well, maybe I should take Sapphire Surprise for a spin. Do we know Sapphire Surprise here, or does that qualify as, like, retro MarkThePage content now? Because I've had some other videos do even better than the Sapphire Surprise one, which started my whole Yugi tube journey. And we've got Affinity Lulu making a Kashtira Vanquish Soul hybrid. I don't want to play against that. Oh, I certainly would not. Any cash deck. And they've got their walking Macrocosmos in Master Duel. Alright, so I am now playing Sapphire Surprise. Let's see if I can remember how to play it. Do you guys know what Sapphire Surprise is? This is my craziest deck ever that combines like the whole Albus lore with Crystal Beasts, and it's actually a functional deck. Well, Ash Blossom puts a damper on things. Certainly. But it's not the end for me. I'm going to summon Incredible Ecclesia. Tag her out for what? I could go for the best Sword Soul card, or Albus. And I've got Crystal Miracle, let me think. I could enable the Miracle, certainly. Summon Albus. Get the Miracle moving. I want to get that Miracle live. So I'll use Rainbow Bridge of the Heart to destroy the Sapphire. Do I want to crystallize it? I'm going to say no. Because I'm just getting more resources. Hello, Nehru. It's been a heck of a stream. There have been a lot of tier laments. It's been like nothing but tier laments. Wait, what? Oh, I used up my second normal summon already. See, already I'm trying to chat, and I'm a little bit rusty on Sapphire Surprise and not paying attention to the duel, so I didn't remember that I've already spent my second normal summon. Well, at least the Crystal Miracle's alive now, no matter what happens. All I can do now is go for Nerval. I'm going to have 3 beasts, which is not enough to use Tri-Brigade Revolt. But when I link summon here, Nerval is going to the graveyard, triggering its effect. Oh, and I can't summon Apollo. I'm so silly. I can't use non-beasts as material, and I played Fallen of Albus. I did things out of order, I think. But I can still keep going a long way. No, not a long way. Ugh. Oh, crap. I don't have enough cards in hand for that whole miracle stunt I was trying to pull. I gotta pay attention to the duel. Right, I'm remembering now why I stopped playing this deck on stream. It's too complicated for me to duel and chat at the same time. I can't keep the Revolt. I have to choose Revolt or Miracle. I think I'm gonna pick the Revolt because the Revolt can also get me into more cards later. And that's what I'm gonna prioritize. The blog says your Crystal Beast guides really helped me getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sorry I made you get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! So many great combo ideas. I was so lost, but those videos made it easier. Yeah, I just think this game is so dang fun. And there's so many combos you can put together, and I think everyone's combos are so cool. But combo decks are a lot less fun to play on Master Duel when you don't get to see your opponent's reactions to the weird things you pull. And also, if you play them on stream and you're trying to chat and duel at the same time and you forget which point at the combo you're in. Oh, Nero, I didn't know that I got you to buy a Crystal Beast deck and main it. Welcome to the club. Oh, the only thing I have for this play is Revolt? That's not great. I really messed up that previous turn. If the opponent's searching for a wanted poster, then that means they've already got the spoils, or they've got this. And that can send any card from their field. They're probably going to summon Ash. They haven't normal summoned, so the Ash is still going to get another search. But at the point when they summon the Flamberge Dragon, I can bring out a Shureg to banish that. And as long as I survive the turn, I can get more stuff coming up later. Well, let's see. Someone here is done with life. A big exam in 2 days. What are you doing here? You don't even play Crystal Beast. Well, make sure you study for your exam, but just don't stay up late cramming the night before, because then your brain's not going to be in peak condition. I think studies have shown cramming the night before a big exam is not worth the toll it takes on your brain. So, definitely study. It's a good idea. I've found when I study, I do better. Well, actually, then there was a trio of big tests that I took. I studied really hard for one of them and kind of not at all for another, and I still got the same score on every test, so there's that. I was playing Ancient Gears earlier, but I am not good at that deck, and it's more complicated than you'd think. PhD in dueling isn't enough anymore. Let's see, then I played Advanced Crystal Beast. I played a little bit of Shino Birds, but I was having bad luck with them today. A whole set of Crystal Beast YouTubers found it so good. Have you seen What Horrors Dread Guy Cooks? I've not. I don't watch any other Crystal Beast YouTubers. Typically. I tend to stick to my own little world mostly. Sometimes I think like, oh, I should know current events a little better, but I think I'm like obsessed with the game enough as it is. It's like when Yu-Gi-Oh content making is like it's like work for me, then I don't want to also have my entertainment be more work. Like, I already have way too much Yu-Gi-Oh in my life, which is why I don't watch much Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube. It's like work-life balance, kinda. This definitely feels very much like work when I'm trying to grind through the ranks before a stream, because I think I won't get any good decks until I get to the higher tiers. But no, we got... Someone said they get hit with Snake-Eye their first duel in Bronze, so... Oof. Man. they got a lot of cards here. Now we go back into Fire Kings. I'm so surprised that Fire King consort thing has still not been brought to the TCG. I wonder if there's some kind of legal issue with it. Because Fire King was a big product. They would definitely want that for a tie-in. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, so now we are just sitting ducks here. This was not a good representation of Sapphire Surprise. At the point where I had Albus and Sapphire, I should have thought ahead and realized I wouldn't end up with enough cards to get Revolt plus Miracle. Revolt plus Miracle would have gotten me through this, but I didn't time things out correctly. I played... if I had kept the Ecclesia in hand, I would have been just fine. Or if I had gone through my Springens combo, I would have generated more resources. Oof. I can't stream and play Sapphire Surprise at the same time. This deck is way too complicated. I mean, man, I'm the one who made it, and even I still can barely pilot it sometimes. So I guess this is the go-to combo, isn't it? Destroy the Courtier from the deck, so that you get 2 level 8s, so if the opponent special summons, you can destroy all monsters. For anyone who's tuned in recently, there was a point in the previous duel where I was playing Ancient Gear against a Fire King Snake-Eye player. We were going card for card. It was really intense, and I was banking on forcing the opponent to use their Xyz to destroy Ancient Gear Frame, which says, if this card is destroyed by the opponent's effect, you can summon 3 Ancient Gear Golems, but only from your hand. I thought it was from the deck. So it's just a useless card. Well, I got a little Beast Search. Not much good, though. Also, Sapphire Surprise doesn't have a great Snake-Eye matchup, since it's focused on a lot of removal, and Snake-Eye's good at just putting so many bodies on the board that the opponent can't attack through. I think you need some, like, wider negation or destruction. Now we got Quem, but I think I'll be able to search for Quem, because I've got Mercurier in the graveyard that I'm going to banish for this Karis. I think this is going to be my last duel today, because, oh boy, the number of hours I've clocked on Master Duel between today and yesterday is, well, it's this. I'm real tired. Well, did they not go into Promethean Princess? Well, they're not done yet. They might go into that next. Hida, do I have a fire monster? Yeah. Oof. Ooh, the blog, you play Sapphire Surprise with this? It feels really good if it works. I misplay all the time, yeah. The biggest obstacle in Sapphire Surprise is certainly the pilot. And I'm not playing at peak capacity when I'm trying to stream and chat with you guys. And just one little misstep, if I forget where I am in which combo, we got this and none of it works out anymore. Oh, great. I've got Horus cards in this build, but there goes the sarcophagus. This build I was testing out a little Horus engine as a way to get number 90 Photon Lord who can negate monsters. Quick little protection to whip up. But now I guess they're probably going to go into their Princess combo, go into like Amblo Whale probably. Like, you don't care about fighting good decks. I shouldn't burn myself out on grinding ranks. Yeah, ugh. I just think so much about what other people are gonna think. Like, they'll tune in and they'll see, like, oh, he's not on legend tier. I'm leaving. I know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Can have a lot of impulsive elitist reactions, I've found. But then again, I think I've got a pretty good audience I've cultivated. I don't think you guys are so picky. And yeah, we certainly do find good decks in Platinum. I'm pretty much always in Platinum. Oh, it never even summoned this. Oh, okay. Now they've got Kieran, so at any point, they can summon Kieran by destroying this, and then she will summon Garunix, but Garunix is only summoned from the deck, and Garunix is currently in the graveyard, I believe? Yes. Would they be running a second Garunix? Standby phase, summon it from the graveyard. Well, I can use this. Get some draws. That's gonna really, really help. Do you guys know why I sometimes can't play Rainbow Dragon even if I have all my CV out? Crystal Beast... Well, the big Rainbow Dragon is not worded properly. If you have 8 or more Crystal Beasts, you won't be able to summon it. So if you can't summon your Rainbow Dragon, it's probably because you have overloaded with too many Crystal Beasts. And for that reason, I recommend only using 7 different Crystal Beasts total. So then you never have to run into that problem. It just, if anything else, it makes the deck much easier to pilot. So now I've got a bunch of draws here. Which is nice. They're still going to have a Promethean Princess they can pull out, but that won't do anything except for destroying one of my cards. Another Court here is gone. That Rainbow Bridge of the Heart's not going to destroy anything particularly useful for me. I mean, I'm going to need Rainbow Dark Dragon for it to do anything, but I'll try it. Maybe the opponent will use something in response. It's only going to be useful if I can get Rainbow Dark Dragon in hand, but I think I only use... Oh, wait. Crystal Miracle. I can just sit on a Miracle for the next turn. Yeah, I think I only have one Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon in this build, so I can't get back to my Rainbow Dark Dragon. But what I can do here... bouncing one of these wouldn't do anything for me. Because they have Kieran in hand, they can get more special summons. So, I'm gonna go for some of this, and I've got an extra normal summon. Oh, you know what, I could get rid of the Fire King Island. Let's also see if we can bait out some of the opponent's interaction here first. This is intense. I think I definitely can. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is very difficult to use in this deck. It's... Every style of Crystal Beast I've found uses Rainbow Bridge of the Heart in a totally different way. Now the opponent is confident they can use Kieran to destroy Promethean Princess, and that's how they get their 2 level 8s. Activating from the graveyard, I've got this, it's not going to do anything. I can play the Sapphire to get rid of that. So let's try it out. Well, Sapphire crystallizes, bounces this, destroys the monsters, but then has the opponent... I don't think the opponent has used... Their big eye. No, they have. Or they haven't. Has the opponent used their high avatar? Yes, so he cannot come back. So this is getting rid of the opponent's cards and not special summoning. So that'll be good for me. Oh yeah, I forgot. They set that a long time ago. They don't really have anything to do with it. And she's dark, not fire, so the Kirin can't destroy her. Now I place... Wow, this is the last crystal that's not banished. Oof. But now, with Fire King Island gone, their monsters are destroyed. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Does that not... What? Sent to the graveyard or banished. Oh, I feel dumb. Well. Hopefully I can still break through. This is getting very intense. I gotta focus here. I can't be chatting. So I think I will banish whatever. Sure. No, it's Fire King Island doesn't trigger if it's removed from the field. It says specifically destroy or banish. So now we run into the opponent's big Xyz monster. But I think... Actually, because I'm the turn player, my trigger effects go on the chain first. So theirs is coming out at the end of the chain, which means when Chain Link 1 resolves, their Xyz monster will be banished. And because it's no longer in the proper location, I think they just realized, then it's gone. And then after that, I had my 2 level 4 monsters, which I was going to use to go into Springin's Merrymaker, go into Gigantic Champion Sargus, who gets Tally-Ho Springins, which summons a whole field of monsters to attack for game. Wow, I survived that! And it looks like the opponent timed out, which is something. When you get 2 decks with that much interaction going on, that's how it goes. Where, like, every little bit matters, and the stupid timer in this game does not replenish after you input your moves. So it just ticks down no matter what. Okay, so I'm a little sweaty after that. I've now been streaming for 3 hours, and I tend to do these for 3 hours. That was a lot of duels. That was a lot of Snake-Eyes. Oh man, I survived that turn. So Sapphire Surprise, very fun deck. And you gotta plan very far ahead. Figure out what points of disruption the opponent has, and how you can bait that out, while still saving a play for the very end. Like, even if the opponent took out everything that I had there, I was forcing them to go through special summons, so I was getting draws off of Max C. I got called by the grave, I had Crystal Miracle to negate something. Yeah, the timer. Those who have seen my previous streams will know I have had some issues with Master Duel's timer. Especially with Crystal Beasts, something like summoning Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. You have to pick all 8 materials individually in a new prompt. So it just burns out so many of those precious seconds on the timer. Even if you're mashing the A button, the timer goes down. And then, like Ruby Swarms, you have to individually select which monster to summon, which zone, which position, which monster, which zone, which position, summoning multiple monsters at a time. You have to do that again for World Sea Dragon Zealantis, picking every monster on the field and their zones matter. It really feels like the Master Duel timer was made to spite Crystal Beasts. Oh, but I think I'm gonna call that a stream. That was a lot. We had some good chats. I've got some notes for new combo cards to look into. What am I looking? I wanted to see the match history here. You can see this is when I played Crystal Beasts, and then down here was when I played Ancient Gears. Ugh. Well, good duels, good chats. Does anyone have any final thoughts? I might do another stream soon. I want to check this duel pass up here. And yeah, I spent all my gems and crafting points on the stupid ancient gear deck that I don't know how to use because it's far more complex than you would expect. And I have to go through this now. I want to check how many days are left on that duel pass. I might have to keep grinding after this. Cause I wanted to see, yeah, 1 day left. I guess I have to keep grinding for a little longer off stream for those last 7 or 8 levels. Ugh. Yeah, but I'm gonna let y'all go now. Thanks for tuning in, those who tuned in. I might not wait so long to do this next one, because when I do this once a month, it means, like, ranks are reset, so I have to grind back up. I at least don't want to be in gold for streaming. So my next stream, I don't know, maybe 2 more weeks. I might do another. I'm gonna be trying some new things with the channel. So I've got a lot more to do. There's gonna be more gaming type content coming up, and also more Yu-Gi-Oh matches coming up. So stay tuned. This channel has a lot of different types of content on it. Like, I alternate my Yu-Gi-Oh videos with vlogs, and I also alternate the vlogs with Pokemon fashion reviews, stuff which gets fewer and fewer views every time. And I also want to try re-uploading the fashion reviews in a different format, because I think YouTube just doesn't like the way I'm doing it now, so it doesn't recommend them. Ugh. Well, I'll try to get the next stream posted in advance. If you're subscribed, you'll see on the subscription page when I have a stream scheduled. Usually I only schedule them like a day in advance, but I'll try to do a little farther this time. Then I'm also going to be pushing myself really hard to come up with new types of content and to make them. The channels are going to be growing in weird directions. But I mean, the last couple of Yu-Gi-Oh videos I made about, like, deck building were really, really successful, and I've been getting way more subscribers, like, every day than I ever have before. So, like, people want more. I want to keep the momentum going. My theme for this year has been to take every opportunity I can get. And that also means piling on more and more work. My original idea for this channel was 1 upload every other week, but now that's become weekly uploads, with the other things being silly Pokemon shorts that I make, but like Billy's favorite Pokemon, and I make jokes about how ridiculous some of the Pokemon designs are. So I just do like shorts on the in-between weeks, but then sometimes I just have like bonus videos I put out that don't even count as my weekly video, so that's more work. So there's gonna be more content as I try to burn myself out even harder, because there's just so many videos I want to make, and I'm a little impatient, and I don't want people to have to wait too long for the type of content that they subscribed for. So more frequent streams, maybe. These are humble little affairs. It's usually only like a dozen of us. I'll try to do more streams for y'all. So stay tuned. If you're subscribed, you will get notifications for all of this stuff on the subscriptions page. Whatever weird stuff I upload next. I don't know what order I'm going to be uploading everything in just yet, but it's coming. Till then, see ya. Bye.